but it's the best I can do.
There you go. All right, I think we're live.
Yeah.
And we're live. There we go. What's up, Melissa? How you doing?
Good,
I don't think
you?
we've never met. Alexander, I feel like we've met. And then Rob, we've met. I've been just like a Twitter fan for a while, or an X fan. But I don't know if we've met in real life. We almost did.
We still call it Twitter.
In New York.
Whoa, wait.
I think we're live. Wait, Melissa, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, because I just started YouTube and I was muting the tab and then it just like started. So
Oh my gosh.
just wanted to make sure that I wasn't messing anything up.
No, you're good. Yeah, Rob, I feel like we just missed each other at Webflow Conf.
I know. I saw you speaking to someone, and then I was like, I'm gonna catch you after the lunch, and then you know how it goes. But it was awesome, that conference there.
I missed everyone at Conf. There was so much going on. I hated that because there was so many people. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go like get to meet this person or hang with this person. Almost none of it happened. So it was very hectic.
All right, so I think we're definitely live. It looks like we have tons of comments coming in. So
Yeah.
all right, in the comments, where are you calling in from? Where are you viewing from? Where are you watching us from? Let us know. Usually there's like a delay on the stream, so we'll see some notifications coming in. But this is super crazy. What a competition. Big shout out. Okay, we see Egypt, Poland, France, Ukraine. Okay, it's coming in. UK. What's up, Jordan?
What's up, Jordan?
Uganda, California.
Does anybody have the YouTube link?
Yes, it's in the stream chat.
Oh yeah, Contra just posted it.
There you go.
Shout out France. Sorry about the rugby on Saturday. Ooh, but amazing game you put up. So for you guys who don't know, South Africa played France on Saturday, and it was big. It was a big game for us.
Sounds like France lost.
Yes, but it was they hosted us with super integrity, and it was a pleasure being there, according to everyone.
Amazing. All right, we see from the Arctic Ocean. Cruising.
Wow.
That's a first. Carter, be safe in the Arctic. Okay, so I think we can get started. So thank you first of all for Webflow. Thank you to Webflow for hosting this competition. This is the winners announcements. Super excited to dive in. So Sean, I think we can go to the next slide. Okay, so this competition was hosted on Contra. So if you don't know, Contra is a new home for creativity, and we're super stoked to partner up with Webflow for the largest Webflow competition ever. Contra's commission-free creative network. You can run your payments on Contra. You can post your work on Contra. So many cool things happening with this community, but we're really grateful for everyone who's using Contra today and everyone who competed in this competition. All right, Sean, there we go. Okay, and huge shout out to the Webflow team. Like I said, definitely more than a website builder. Some of the submissions were absolutely insane. Alexander, I don't know if there's anything you want to say from your side.
Yeah. Hey everyone, I'm Alexander. I'm joining from Webflow. I'm the director of brand and web design here. Early intro, I suppose. Before that, I was a community member in a lot of different ways. I ran an agency that was a Webflow enterprise partner. I bought in Webflow in-house as a head of design. So I'm a big fan of the platform and the brand and the community. I think we have one of the best communities, hands down. Amazing creative folks, like really pushing the limits. And this was my experience. I had a friend tell me to use Webflow in 2017. I was running my agency and I said, I don't use website builders. And he said, just give it a chance, man. And it changed my life. It really did. So, really excited about everything we've got on the roadmap. We made some big announcements at Conf, just a couple months ago, but there's some even bigger stuff on its way. So, to all our all our amazing community members and folks building, pushing the limits on Webflow. I just want to say thank you. There's no way we'd be where we are without you, and it's just cool to be here. Real honor. So, yeah, and I know everyone feels that way on our side.
Incredible. And the fact that Webflow put up a $50,000 prize pool for this competition just shows how committed you guys are to the community and the community of builders. So really, really grateful for Webflow for hosting this in the first place.
Yeah,
All right,
more big community stuff on the way too, I'll say. So
yeah, it's super exciting. So yeah, this was by far the biggest Webflow community challenge ever. And I remember seeing this get announced at Webflow Conf. It was so cool to see like Vlad basically put it up on the big screen. Everyone in the audience, they're going pretty crazy. And there's only 3 winners. So who could it be? Maybe we know, maybe we don't know. But huge amount of submissions and a huge amount of prizes. So the task was showcase your creativity, technical mastery by designing and building a standout website. That's pretty generic, pretty vague. And I think with those constraints, there were some amazing submissions. And so there is a bonus prize of a year of Webflow Freelancer and Contra Pro for the 10 best social posts. So yeah, let's dive in. So let's introduce our judges. So obviously, I'll go first. My name is Ben. I'm one of the co-founders of Contra, and we just love community events. We love community activation, and we're super proud to be partners with Webflow. I'll pass it over to Rob.
Hey everyone, Rob Hope from Cape Town, South Africa. I run a design inspiration gallery called One Page Love, and I basically review websites for a living. So it was really interesting when Contra and Webflow called me up, like, Rob, you're the perfect person to help judge. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be easy, but far from it. Every single site was pretty impressive, especially the top 20, 30, and it was exhausting. We're diving in the code, going back and forward, and yeah, I'm going to have to add majority of these websites to One Page Love, just for references, just for inspiration. So I got some work to do after this, but really thankful to be a part of the competition.
I think, Melissa, you can kick it off since you haven't introduced yourself yet.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Mendez. I am the founder of Eureka. We are a design agency, design and web. And I'm also the creator of the Flow Party, which is a sort of sub-community inside of the Webflow community. And being here was just such a pleasure because, first of all, it's the biggest competition that we've had, as you guys said before. And the community deserves this so much. But I also want to say that, I'm so blown away by what we have seen this past week, like the level of creativity and talent across all of these submissions was something that I haven't seen before. We ran challenges in the back in the day in the Flow Party, and the level that everybody is at today is absolutely amazing. So I want to say, we recognize all of the work you all did. As a designer myself, I know how hard it is to balance design, storytelling, and also technical execution. So big round of applause to everybody that submitted and did the work, because wow, it was amazing.
I love it. And Alexander, I know you.
Alex,
yeah, you've already given your intro, but if you want to go again.
Yeah, well, I'll just say I know Sarah is not able to be here live with us, but she was really excited and honored to be a part of this. Sarah is the CDO at MetaLab, and just a legendary agency in the design space. She was really stoked and honored to be here judging this work and part of it. So she is on her way to Web Summit to be speaking in Portugal, I think, in the next day or two. So the timing didn't work out here, but yeah, that's for Sarah. And yeah, I got to say hi to y'all. And, once again, I'm just stoked to be here. Everything that Rob and Melissa said is true. Just like this community has come such a long way, and the things that people are doing with Webflow is crazy, you know, as someone that's really been deeply focused on brand my whole career. Webflow, as I said, was the first platform that I felt like really allowed us to be true to our brand experience online and also continue to push the limits and do so faster than we ever could do that. And it's just continued to evolve. And the sites that we looked at this last week for this challenge were mind blowing, truly, you know, the things that y'all were doing with Webflow. So just excited to be here.
It's crazy. I mean, the submissions were absolutely insane. And I think to Melissa's point, like the tooling is getting so good that it's pushing like the upper bound of like what's actually possible and like how much can someone actually kind of like innovate on the design. I mean, there's just so many good submissions. And I know like the judging criteria was like pretty strict. Like each one of us had to like basically vote from like 1 to 5 across a bunch of different kind of elements. And I was actually leaning a lot on, Rob, a lot of your kind of commentary, I think was influencing my decisions. I was like, oh, okay, Rob, I was like, because your brand with one page love, like I've been following you forever. So I was like, okay. So I have my opinions, but then hearing like kind of the way you broke it down was so granular. I'm curious, like, were there any, like, I noticed there was some comments asking like the judging criteria, but if you could give any more color into some of the reasons why you gave the scores you did.
I'll kick it off and just saying how great people, want to know behind the scenes and how it went down. We're in a private Slack channel, and it was so interesting because when we're really getting stuck in it, you think you have seen a site properly, and then someone will message and going, have you seen this on mobile? Have you seen this? Like, this build is extraordinary. And then you're going back and forward. We had a Notion, we're making notes, all privately. Scores were kind of going up and down. So people need to know behind the scenes is that we were like proactively at war with this thing.
Yeah.
It was draining. Like, it was epic and draining. And I feel like it's fair, and you're going to be so stoked to see the winners.
Yeah. I also want to add, because Jordan asked if we actually inspected the code, and we did. We actually went under the hood through all of the builds, because one of the criteria was to make sure that the naming convention made sense, that everything, it was sort of clean code. So we were not only looking at the aesthetics and the animations and all of that, we were also looking at how the website was built.
Yeah. I think that's really important to highlight too, is that like, yes, we are looking for sites that are pushing the boundaries of design, of course, also pushing the boundaries of interactivity and animation, because there's just so much happening so quickly right now in the space. Webflow, yes, but also like all the things people are doing with WebGL and, tools like, why are they eluding me right now? All of them.
Osmo.
Yeah. Well, the Osmo guys, of course, and then the other thing I can't think of right now. So, but lastly, like the way that people build on Webflow is so important, because at its core, Webflow is, it's a UI for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's still the foundations and the basics of the web underneath. And so making sure that folks are still building, semantically and with proper structure, and being thoughtful of the systems that they were putting together for these sites, regardless if they were meant to be a, one-off challenge or not, that's really important, because design is one thing, but the build is really important too. So I will just say, like, triple down. Yes, we were looking at that. We were looking at how these sites were built, and that was an important part of our criteria.
Insane. Exactly. So good. Okay, Sean, I think we can talk about the prizes. So once again, huge shout out to the Webflow team for sponsoring $50,000 in prizes for the community. So the grand prize gets $25,000. Second place prize gets $15,000. And then the third place prize gets $10,000, which is crazy. I mean, I just wish these competitions existed when I was coming up, when I was freelancing, when I was designing. Like, this is life-changing money. and it's all possible because of Webflow. So huge shout out to Webflow once again. And then obviously the judges for putting in the work to make sure we pick the best of the best. And then finally, the best social post. There's 10 people who get a free year of Webflow freelancer workspace and a year of Contra Pro. So there's just so many good submissions. But I think, Sean, we can start with the best social post, and then how about this? We'll start with the best social post, and then who wants on the judges? Who wants to announce third place, second place, and first place? I think Alexander, since you're with the Webflow team, you should probably announce first place. But Melissa and Rob, which one do you want to pick?
I feel Rob should have second place, and I'll go ahead with third place.
Okay, so I'll list off the best social post, and then I'll pass it to you, Melissa, for third place. So, designed by Kat, Mohammed, Solomon, Rigoberto Cruz, Claudia, Rick, Pillow Fight, Ismail. Oh, Ismail, there we go. I love Ismail. He's a friend. Yaya Builds, Zhao, and then Mute Jack. Congratulations. You all had excellent social posts, and you've all won a year of Webflow and Contra Pro. So really, really exciting to see. All such good content. I think I saw one post where there was like a little animated doll of all the judges doing.
Oh yeah, Zhao did that.
That was Zhao, right? Okay, that was so funny. I was like,
that was in one of the site submissions, and I was like, wait, hold on a second, that's me? That was crazy.
So
yeah,
creative.
It was so cute.
Okay, well, congratulations to all of these. And I'm going to pass it to Melissa for a bit of a drum roll for third place.
Okay, so for third place, we have a beautiful website that it took my breath away because there were so many details in this project. Starting with the textures that this person made, they used something called pointillism, which is something used in art for so long, but seeing it in the digital world was so unexpected. So with no further ado, I don't know if that's how it's said, let's give it up for Victor Work. So Victor created a really important project. It felt important because it took something so simple yet so overlooked, which is the message of resting, and something that every designer and creative out there really needs to take seriously, and somehow turned it into a beautiful visual story. The art director was in a way sort of like poetic, and that's why for me it was so beautiful how this was executed. Again, pointillism was super unexpected. If you haven't checked it out, go check Victor's X, where he actually documented the whole process on how he built this patterns, and it just all came together beautifully. It also reminded me that good design doesn't always have to be super loud, but it can actually sort of whisper and be something powerful at the same time. So big round of applause for Victor, and congratulations.
What a site. Oh my gosh. Victor, I remember I saw this and I was like, this is insane. And yeah, creatives need to sleep. Let's be real. You got to get those hours in. So I definitely agree. One of the cleanest sites I've seen in a very long time, and just so creative. Okay, Rob, I think we're passing it over to you.
Okay, so in second place, we have a beautiful typographic collaboration between Oliver and Jonas for the Michael Bay Studio. So what's so beautiful, and I'm going to try to sum this up as short as I can because I can go to town here. So what a lot of people might not know is that, Jonas has his courses. He's a super experienced Webflow developer, and we have Oliver, who's just a typeset master, and he has a newsletter called Typo Monday. I've been following it for at least a year and a half, and just watching the progression of his journey and then Jonas's journey. The Webflow community contest happens, and then this drops, and it just felt so organic. Like this was just so obvious who was going to be in the top three. Like just because of the sheer skill between them both. So just to quickly sum up the type, we Noi Montreal, we've got a new one that I'm not familiar with called Hit Marker Condensed. That's that big badass green one you can see in the little preview. One thing you'll know about Oliver is that he appreciates white space in a massive way. So this site was a real joy to scroll. Obviously with Jonas animations, I'm going to just sum it up. And there's one thing I really want to spotlight is behind the scenes, these guys were about to drop this dust animation that was using Lottie file, and it was going to use video. And then they were like, no, we have to raise the bar in this competition, and it needs to be more performant. So you'll actually notice if you dissect this site, as you start scrolling, there's a dust explosion, and it's actually a PNG that he took from 0 to 1 using Expo out over like 2 seconds. And he mentioned he was using the GSAP interactions. He was fine tuning. Honestly, it's really, really, really impressive. I hope, Michael Bay drops in those DMs,
Yeah.
you don't know you don't know how these things end. But yeah, they're very proud of the result. And then I'll take it over to Alexandra, I guess, yeah?
Yo, amazing. So much good stuff in here. So I will say, I just want to reiterate,
Yeah.
people were going hard, deliberating on who was going to take it in this competition because there was so many amazing submissions, and we were I think it was 6 or 7 p.m. on Friday, and I'm trying to go on a date night with my wife, but I'm still hammering it out in Slack on where are we at? So I just want to say it was close. It was close.
Yeah.
I'm really, really honored to get to announce our grand prize, which I'm probably going to butcher a lot of the pronunciations here, but I'm going to do my best. Are we ready? Okay, cool. This incredible site done by Tomas. Is it Tomas? Carre, and friends for the Ousmane Dembele, site. It just stunning, beautiful, crazy football/soccer, depending on where you are in the world, site. Just an incredible combination of layout, animation, pushing the limits with GSAP, pushing the limits with WebGL, with 3JS, with video. It looks good on mobile, which is just crazy. How did you do it? Amazing typographic choices, clean Webflow build, just a lot of really stunning moves made on this site. And for me, just crazy to see the way that folks are pushing our platform at Webflow and using it to build, I think, what is top 1% of web experiences, just gorgeous. So, obviously they had some amazing details here in their submission post. I mean, designed, built, conceptualized in less than a month, using, like I said, Webflow GSAP interactions, fully responsive, using some incredible progressive web technologies. So yeah, and I could go deeper too, Rob. I was geeking out on the type and, decisions that were made here. Both of the type families are from the same designer, Rajesh from India. Beautiful, cool, independent type. So yeah, just big fan of this one. So yeah, let's keep it moving here. But amazing work, everyone, and this site was just stunning.
So that's a $10,000 prize, a $15,000 prize, and a $25,000 prize. I have to say that the Michael Bay site, that should be his portfolio. We have to figure out how to get this to Michael Bay, because like I
Agreed.
haven't seen a director's site that like heroizes a director so well. So definitely deserve the prize there. Okay, big shout out to our judges, by the way, for the blood, sweat, and tears of having to look at all these amazing sites. It must have been so hard for us to just enjoy such amazing work.
You can
seriously
thank my wife.
Yeah. Okay, so here directly from our winners. So I think we got to bring the winners on stage. Let's chat with Victor.
Hi.
What up?
How are you guys? Thanks so much. Oh my God. I feel I have no words. I have no words to describe. I'm so happy. I'm really, really happy. You know, it was a long journey to put together this website, especially because I tried the best way possible to convey a message which is kind of technical, I would say, right? Like sleeping, understanding sleeping. It is so complex. It is so hard, you know, like to manage something that has a lot of layers connected, and putting this in a way that can be simple, that cannot be like boring, was really challenging. And I'm really happy to know that people really like resonate with the topic. I received like a lot of messages from people like, hey, I'm so glad that I put together this website because it was a message that was like was needed. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I think, of course, amazing, you know, like to be the winner, but better to see that a project that was built by one person was possible to put so much impact in a community that is really, really, you know, like overwhelmed about like deadline, overwhelmed about information, overwhelmed about like so much stuff, right? So thanks so much. Thanks for the juries. Thanks for Webflow. Thank Contra, you know, to give us the space to share everything that you have in terms of capabilities, in terms of skill set, in terms of being creative and inspiring. So I'm really, really thankful for not just the prize, but for the opportunity as well.
Congrats,
Bravo.
Victor. Thank you. So well done. So well done.
Can I chime in for a second?
Of course.
So, Victor, I just want to say it seemed like you had so much fun with this, because when I was diving deep and I was just trying to pick apart everything, there was so much love. It seemed like you had so much fun with this, because if I switched to the tab, you know, the generic messages like, don't go anywhere. Your one said, did you sleep well? You know, these little touches. And then in your overlay, there's a perfectly portrait video of yourself looking perfectly in the camera, and then you clap and the lights go out. Everything was considered, everything was on brand, it was well polished. So congrats.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
I would also like to add something short. I've known Victor now for maybe a year and something, and something that characterizes him is being meticulous and a perfectionist. He won't deliver anything that isn't perfect. So I think this is a great opportunity for people to look into how Victor approaches his work and get inspiration to maybe try that for their next project. Really dig in and focus on those little things, because that's what takes you from being average to being the best. So I think that's a good point to highlight.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I think, you know, when you're trying to build something that can be memorable, you need to push yourselves forward and think of, you know, like by the end of the day, just to be proud from what we have built.
Love it. Congratulations, Victor.
Thanks so much.
Much deserved. Let's see. For our second place winner, let's bring on Oliver.
Hey everyone.
Bravo.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So Rob, first of all, thank you so much for these kind words about our work. So we really appreciate it. So I work with the project together with Jonas Arlet, who unfortunately can't join the live stream today, but he left some notes in terms of the technical part, because I'm only the designer, and he just brought everything to life in Webflow and handled all over the development stuff. So yeah, I can just make it this one in the end. Let's maybe move on to the project. So I'm a huge Michael Bay fan, and so his films and his whole visual language have inspired me for years. So designing a website for him has always been a kind of a dream project for me. So when the Webflow Dream Client Challenge, like this one here, was announced, I knew immediately this is the perfect moment to design the Michael Bay website I always wanted to see. And for this one, I teamed up with Jonas. Our idea was to merge two worlds. On the first side, we just have the cinematic storytelling, which is bold, dramatic, and explosive, like his movie style. And on the second one, my love about editorial art direction, placing or refine typography, have some magazine style layouts and overall interesting compositions. And as I say, Michael Bay has a very unique visual signature in his movies. So the dramatic lighting, the insane action shots, and the stylized slow motion. And I wanted the website to reflect exactly that energy and push the boundaries in terms of creativity and create something completely different. And so the visual highlight of the website is definitely the transition between the hero section and the film list. So as a backstory, I created this glitch and morph effects, first of all in After Effects. And by combining a still image with the video, which plays frame by frame per scrolling. And I achieved this glitch style morph effect where the video masks in from the center and expand outwards. So at the same time, we rotate the hero image a bit and zoom in to get this a bit more of a nice style. And the contrast of the blue tones from the image transition into the warm orange explosive reinforced the overall cinematic mood, like you can see on the example video in the first screen. Exactly how I say how Michael Bay would cut a scene like this one. That's all from the design perspective. In terms of the technical things, I just read simple down Jonas' notes. So I work with the new native Webflow GSAP interactions for all animations in the project. The film list and all individual movie detail pages are fully powered by the Webflow CMS. And I followed Oliver's original design layout and built the site using a 24 column grid in Webflow. And the main technical challenge was the loading screen animation, which should only play once per user session. And to handle that, I used session storage to check whether the loading animation had already been shown and prevent it from playing again. So this involved some custom JavaScript with the help of ChatGPT combined with a GSAP event trigger. And we also implement a custom JavaScript solution to control the background video playback based on scroll position. So this allows the video to scrub forward and backward while scrolling, and it even works on devices in low power mode like iOS. And just the last few things I have to say. If you want to master typography and layout, which is the foundation of Design Beautiful web designs like this design here, you can join my online course now. I don't know if it's if I can say it here, but which I released 3 weeks ago on typomonday.com. And if you want to dive into the Webflow development and GSAP animations, Jonas had some amazing courses as well. So these links are in the footer of the Michael Bay design. So feel free to check them out. And thank you very much for having us.
Incredible work. And I was Googling Michael Bay's personal site. It doesn't have one.
Maybe someone
Now he does.
knows
Easy.
him, or
We've got your
or
back.
just can-
We're gonna
yeah,
just
can-
see who we can, pass this on to.
that would be amazing.
Hey, I just want to hop in. Unfortunately, I can't can't be here for the grand prize breakdown because I gotta jump, but I just want to say, like, so amazing to be a part of this, y'all. And a 24 column grid is almost sick. That is crazy, you know. So amazing, amazing work here, everyone. And thank you. Thank you again.
All right, and the grand prize over to Tomas. Woo!
Hello, hello everyone. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, first of all, congrats to Victor and Oliver and his mates. And yeah, huge thanks to Control and Webflow for this challenge. Yeah, we knew it wasn't going to be easy, to be honest, because the prompt was really large and the deadline super short, to be honest. Like it started 8th October and that the 3rd November, so really really short. So with everyone busy on our side, we ended up working late nights to make this happen. And yeah, so we wanted to create something that felt like a dream, a real dream client project. So no limits on storytelling or creativity, no limits on copyright. So we target big, like Michael Bay. Uh, and that's how we came up with the idea of building a website around sports, and particularly football or soccer, depending on where you are. And yeah, so we are a fan of PSG, like the Paris football club, and the goal was to tell the story of Ousmane Dembélé. It's the main character of the this new team this year, and starting with the deconstruct Ballon d'Or at the start, so the Ballon d'Or scene, to show that his career hasn't always been smooth. And then going step by step, his evolution and the big changes in his journey. And yeah, you scroll it and you see his main stats when he was young and for today, and the complete Ballon d'Or at the end for the success story things, you know. And for the technical part, I handled the first WebGL scene, and Guillaume, so my mate for this dev, he's a specialist for WebGL scenes and 3GS. And Guillaume took care of all the 3D work on the website. So the jerseys and the Ballon d'Or at the end. We had a few WebGL modules in the project and built a full 3D workflow for the jersey, starting in Blender and for modeling and UVs, and then Photoshop for texture, and then final animations back in Blender. At first, we think to showing everything directly in WebGL, but like any creative project, it's all about find the right balance between performance and quality, and that was short, so we have to think a lot and fast. So in the end, we render everything in the Canva, and Guillaume make things like frame by frame, like Michael Bay things. So when you scroll, you don't scroll a real 3D scene. You scroll a video, and we cut frame by frame, and you scroll the frame, and it's a loop, infinite loop. So yeah, and while making sure all the interactive parts were easy to integrate into Webflow. And yeah, in the same time, Clément worked and finalized the art direction and the design and typography things, looking for the Rajesh font for the big font. And yeah, and that's it. I spend the rest of the time polishing small details like navigation, the music at the end, the small click and hold to play the music, and redirect to the arrow page, and made the mini game for the with the Webflow JS app. And yeah, if you know Ousmane Dembele, like people know Ousmane Dembele, they know he have a lot of meme on YouTube and on video. So that was fun, and yeah, that's it. And now we are super proud to deliver this one, and we hope people like it, and we are super grateful for the price, guys. Thank you for the.
Incredible. Congratulations. And I have to say, the soccer ball globe with the videos spinning around in the footer, that like it basically triggers the scroll velocity is so insane. Just the detail work is just insane across the site. Definitely deserve to win the prize. So Tomas, congratulations. And I was Googling Ousmane Dembele also does not have a portfolio site or a website. So
yeah, we work on it. We work on it. Yeah, we're on this one.
Congratulations, huge. Okay, and that's a wrap. That concludes the competition. So if you don't know and you're not convinced now after seeing all these insane sites, what's possible with Webflow, I don't know what to tell you, but that's insane. Just the level of work and polish and details of these submissions, and especially the winners, is absolutely insane. This is all made possible by the insane tooling and the advances at Webflow, and thanks to the Webflow team. So definitely join the discussion. We now have an official Webflow topic on Contra, so you can see all the latest and greatest projects and client work in Webflow. And yeah, definitely use your promo code for 3 months of the freelancer workspace. So it's Webflow Contra -3M. And then let's see, I think we can go to the next slide, Sean. There we go. And then, yeah, that's a wrap. So thank you everyone for joining, and thank you to the judges, Melissa and Rob. Appreciate you hanging in here towards the end. And I don't know, any final words?
Yeah, just end things off, and just obviously congrats to everyone. As you'll notice, if you dissect those last three, Victor had all the little nuances, fine details. We had the dust effect that was high performance. These guys are getting really granular with performance. And then obviously, Thomas, we didn't even mention the mobile version. The navigation at the top gets reduced. These guys went to a totally different level that we've seen in the previous years. So that's kind of what it's going to take for next year if we do another challenge. So this is your benchmark, but it's very inspiring. And thanks for including me, Ben.
Of course.
Yeah, same. I'm so honored to be able to judge these incredible websites. I've always looked up to all of the winners and all of the everyone that submitted and got to the first round, or to the final round, I guess. So yeah, thank you for including me, and for this to be a good push for everyone to see how others are actually pushing the tool, because there's more coming. So it's very exciting to see. So thank you.
Incredible. Okay, everyone. See you next time. Thanks again.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.